Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has just delivered a message to the people of Greenland via Truth Social. Donald Trump saying, as I made clear during my joint address to Congress, the United States strongly supports the people of Greenland's right to determine their own future. We will continue to keep you safe as we have since World War II. We are ready to invest billions of dollars to create new jobs and make you rich. And if you so choose, we welcome you to be a part of the greatest nation anywhere in the world, the United States of America. Donald Trump offering an official invitation to the people of Greenland to join the United States of America. This is a non-combative message here from Donald Trump when it comes to Greenland, and we know people have said he's going to be aggressive with Greenland. Will he have to be? We're unsure on that right now. What we do know in terms of Greenland is they have this weird dynamic with Denmark to where you look at the public opinion polls, they want to leave Denmark. Denmark still controls Greenland in terms of it's their land, although Greenland has a lot of independence in terms of their own government. They just can't have their own military. But technically, Denmark still owns Greenland. So if Greenland can have a referendum and vote to become completely independent from Denmark, the United States, then I would guess, because I'm just going to tell you guys right now, in terms of what the people of Greenland want, they do not want to join the United States. I know people are like, well, there's polls saying they do. Trust me, I've seen the real polls, and it's not, it doesn't really matter. But right now, the people of Greenland would rather be independent than either be under the umbrella of Denmark, any other European country, or the United States. So how do you get them? Because obviously Trump, this is a very nice statement, but it's not an aggressive statement. It's basically Trump just saying, if Greenland wants to join the United States, we would be open to having them. But right now they don't want to join the United States. So how do you get them to want to join? Well, it would be through investment in infrastructure and also maybe just straight up cash to the people of Greenland, considering their population is only 57,000. You could give every person a stimulus or whatever you want to call it of $20,000. You want to call it a bribe. It's really irrelevant. Greenland itself would just be a U.S. territory, and this would be a win-win for both sides, both the United States and Greenland, because of the amount of money we can invest into Greenland and get them more upscale, better, higher paying jobs, along with upgrading their infrastructure, as well as starting the process to mine along the coastline of the giant island for the rare earth minerals, which then would be possibly shared to a degree with Greenland. Obviously, we're going to be getting most of the money that's generated from the rare earths because it costs money to invest into the infrastructure in terms of mining it out, and it takes years to do. This is a long-term thing. You've got Elon Musk, by the way, endorsing this, tweeting out the screenshot of what Trump was saying, amplifying the message. You have a lot of Republicans saying it's good, some saying it's bad, people saying it's globalism. No, he shouldn't do this. He should focus on the United States. Well, this is just a secondary thing that Trump should do. And I've told Trump, I was talking about it before. Trump was talking about it back in 2017, 2018. This has been something that's gone on for a while with U.S. presidents wanting Greenland. I mean, look back at World War II. We controlled Greenland for a short time period when Denmark was invaded by Nazi Germany, and Nazi Germany had short-term ownership over Denmark in an occupation type state. And that meant that we, who had to put a military base on Greenland, did control Greenland for a short period of time. Then we tried buying it and it didn't go through. But the point is, right now, Trump is being very peaceful about this. He's being very nice. He's saying we would love to have the people of Greenland join the United States. The people of Greenland right now, and listen, maybe I'm wrong, maybe there's new polls out, but from what I've seen, they don't want to be a part of Denmark, and they do not want to be part of the United States. So how do you convince them to be a part of the United States? Well, it's similar to Canada in a way, which, by the way, I said there's no way Canada's happening, maybe Alberta, but even that's a long shot in terms of annexing Canada or a certain territory within Canada. Greenland, there's a lot higher of a chance because the population is so limited, and they already have a weird situation. It's not like Greenland is this completely independent sovereign country, they've got this odd thing with Denmark to where Denmark controls them, but they're basically independent outside of not having their own military, and they only have a population of 57,000 people, which would not give them statehood. They would be a territory. It's just like Puerto Rico, some of the other territories we have in terms of the islands. So the way that you would coax this situation would be to, you want to call it a bribe, you want to call it an investment, whatever, you have to offer the people of Greenland something. Now, Greenland has to understand if they do want to be independent, because this is the other thing that they might try and do, is they might try and make a deal with the EU, other European countries, they understand that if they do want to be independent from Denmark, they're going to have to get some type of economic support from whether it's the EU or the United States or someone because of the subsidies that Denmark gives them. It's about 1/4 of their GDP comes from Denmark just giving them money to keep them afloat because of how remote they are. They've got a really big fishing industry, but outside of that, based on where their geographic location is, as well as the limited population, it's not like their government generates a ton of revenue. So let's say they want to be independent. They need to get that money from somewhere. Now they can do an economic deal with the United States to where they still potentially are independent, but they allow us to mine on their land. And in return, we help them with infrastructure. Donald Trump saying we're going to invest billions of dollars to create new jobs and make you rich. There's a very nice statement from Trump. Trump said at that joint address, he started off by saying, we want the people to join. It's up to them. That's what he started. But then he kind of said it's like the easy way or the hard way. Remember, there's rumors. This is the EU. These people in Europe are crazy. These are rabid, war-hungry liberals that are like, it's like NATO troops from Europe. They're saying, we're going to send troops to Greenland because they don't have their military under the current deal with Denmark. They don't have their own armed forces. Europe is like, we're going to send troops to Greenland to secure the island from the United States taking over. These European countries are insane. They are obsessed with the idea of war. That's why what they're doing in Ukraine right now, where Trump's like close to ending it, it's like, yeah, this is what happens. There's territories that get annexed. They're obsessed with war. And they want to try and defend Greenland from what exactly? Greenland has 57,000 people. This is a win-win situation to where we invest into their land, and in return, we get something which would, number one, be to secure the island and also give us a serious, strong foothold within the Northwest Passage, along with the mining that's going to be taking place, and with the glacier melt, we're looking at trillions of dollars in natural resources, specifically the rare earths, which are really important, which China has a big control over. But Trump's looking for rare earths in Greenland. He's looking for rare earths in Ukraine with the minerals deal. He's looking for rare earths in Russia, in the Donbass region, in an economic partnership with Russia. And he's looking for a boatload of natural gas and oil in Alberta. Well, actually, Trump hasn't commented on Alberta. He's more so about Canada. And look, I don't think Alberta's going to happen. I'm just saying these are things that are in the works right now in terms of these deals. But Alberta would be annexed as a state. Greenland would be a territory. Obviously, there's the minerals deal would be just extracting minerals in Ukraine and Russia. So listen, Trump is being very nice to the people of Greenland. He wants to do this. This would be great. Let's see what the investment package would be from the United States to Greenland, and let's get Greenland to have a referendum to fully allow themselves to be independent of Denmark. The last thing we wanted, well, it wouldn't be that bad, but Denmark right now is posturing by saying, we control Greenland and we love Greenland and all this, because they want the United States, if it came to it, to have to give Denmark something, and in return, they either make Greenland independent or Greenland joins the United States. I'm not really sure where Denmark is getting this idea that they have some type of negotiating leverage to where, oh, they still control Greenland. Well, isn't these smaller countries, they're obsessed with governing themselves and being independent. Well, you've got a country, and this is just public opinion polls, saying that they want to be independent of you, so why don't you allow them to? Because they want money from the United States if we were to do a deal. But the European countries are legitimately insane. They've threatened the United States and said, we're going to send troops to Greenland. We'll fight you. We don't care over Greenland. It's like, what are you talking about? We've got a great relationship with the people of Greenland. Denmark's been terrible to Trump. They've treated him so badly. Trump is is just, he is like the ultimate peace lord of the world. Okay? And when you've got countries like Denmark and how evil this is, it's all very bad. This is bad. These European countries, why do you think Trump's leaving NATO? This war hawkishness has got to go away from these European countries. We're sick and tired of it. This is modern liberalism. They want nuclear war. Trump is trying to avoid it. And now they're talking about sending troops to Greenland. This is all totally out of bounds. And this type of behavior is not acceptable. And the United States is not going to support this type of behavior where you send troops everywhere and you start threatening countries like the EU has been doing. This is the modern day liberalism. These people are power hungry. And then they throw a fit when we say, hey, we're not going to help you. We're done. They start throwing a hissy fit, start crying like babies. So that's what's going on with Greenland, guys. It's such a great deal for everyone except Denmark. But Denmark has no say in it. Denmark has zero say. Those people want to be independent of Denmark. Whenever, they're like, oh, that's Denmark. Denmark, you're a small country. You do the whole charade about, we need to have self-governance and all this. Well, yeah, why don't you give Greenland that same goal there, because they want the United States to give them money for Greenland. We'll do a deal with Greenland. We will invest heavily into Greenland. Those are great people. And that's what Trump is saying. Trump's just so nice, and it's all peace with Trump, and this is really what we wanted. We wanted a more peaceful situation. You've got Democrats. They're like, yeah, if nuclear war has to happen, it'll happen. We don't care. But Trump's like, no, let's not do that. We want to secure not only our country, but also other countries to help them out. And that's the whole thing with Greenland. Now, we say that it's a posture thing. We want the natural resource. We want the rare earths. We do want the rare earths. We need the rare earths. I mean, it's important, but also securing the island, securing the Northwest Passage, securing the bodies of water that are getting more important with the situation in terms of the climate. So it's important to secure the island. It's important to help the people of Greenland out. They've been abandoned by Denmark. And it's important for Trump, in a diplomatic way, to annex Greenland. And listen, if it's not the easy way, it's going to have to be the hard way. But nobody wants the hard way. The people of Greenland don't want the hard way. Trump doesn't want the hard way. And so we think it's going to be the easy way. It's going to be a diplomatic deal with Greenland after they become independent of Denmark. That's the hope. But who knows if Denmark's not going to want to give them up. So we don't really know. But either way, guys, that's just the situation here. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.